Well, that was gross, awful, bad, disgusting, heinous, sickening, deplorable. Honestly, pick whatever terrible words you want. The absolute grossness of a 6-0 beatdown by the Winnipeg Jets on the hands of your Edmonton Oilers is a sting that is not going to go away anytime soon. Welcome to the very second episode of Game on Edmonton. I'm your host, Graham Mosimann, your daily podcast to get you set for everything in the goings-on of the world of your local hockey heroes or not local hockey heroes, depending on where you live and where you're consuming this particular pod over on the Game Over Network. Last night, the nightcap game of the what really felt like the official start of the NHL season was real bad for a whole lot of reasons. Just to kind of dive into the stat card really quick. Connor Hellebuyck making the shutout, his 38th career shutout as the Jets take a 6-0 win. Mason Appleton had a goal and 2 assists. Adam Lowry, Mark Scheifele each had a goal and an assist. Rasmus Kupari, who hasn't scored since roughly the year of our Lord 1917, he scored as well. Dylan Sandberg and Kyle Connor also put up some points. But hey, don't worry, it's all good because Edmonton outshot Winnipeg by a score of 30-20. Which is fine. Stuart Skinner really rough go. 5 goals, 13 shots before he got the mercy pull. But Calvin Pickard did give up a goal, but you could tell that you were kind of in garbage time at that point. And this game wasn't really going anywhere. Now, this is the first time in 8 years also that Leon Draisaitl hasn't had a point on opening night, which whatever. That stat's kind of cool, but it ultimately doesn't matter, right? Now, if you're a longtime Oilers fan, you are fully aware. Season opening games aren't really our thing. Last year we lost 8-1 to the Canucks. The year before we lost that too. The only win I can remember in the last number of years was I think a shootout win against the Flames back in I don't know, the 2010s. Opening nights have so very rarely been kind to your Edmonton Oilers, and we're going to get to what I think might be one of the most galling aspects of this entire game coming up in just a quick sec. But first, wanted to give a little bit of love to anyone who joined us for Game Over Edmonton last night. Myself and Ty from Game Over Winnipeg got together, and technical snafus aside, we had a really fun show and a really cool talk diving into some fantasy hockey stuff, how good the Jets actually are this year. It is worth remembering that they actually did finish ahead of the Edmonton Oilers in the standings, so maybe this result of tonight's game or last night's game shouldn't be as weird as we should think. All Canadian on Canadian team matchups this year are going to be crossover episodes across the Game Over network. So next time we match up with a Canadian team will be Sunday. So we will be getting together with our pals from Game Over Calgary to dive into what will hopefully be the first of a couple of wins for your local hockey heroes coming up this season. But as we get back to last night's game, there was an absolutely galling moment. It only took 36 minutes for Chris Knobloch to split up the lines that he had spent all this time mercurially putting together with his schemes and his plans and ideas. Took 36 minutes for them to put Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl together. At that point, it was already 4-0. The game was pretty much out of reach. And okay, sure, I guess you can make a point and say that, oh yeah, no, the Edmonton Oilers, they could score a bajillion goals when you put Connor and Leon together, so it'll probably be fine. Just do that. But at the same time, when you spend this entire offseason all excited and hyped about what you can get and what matchups you can have when you have Leon Draisaitl on the ice alongside Jeff Skinner and Victor Arvidsson, to go away from that for about 36 minutes is pretty baffling to me. Now, of the new guys, Ty Emberson on the defensive side with Darnell Nurse had a couple of nice moments, but you can definitely see his age a little bit. Hopefully that'll get worked out soon. I was not impressed at all with the play of Travis Dermott at all. Had a couple of absolutely brutal giveaways. Didn't really do a great job of tracking the puck in the defensive zone. And on moments when the Oilers did have offensive zone possession, the puck would go to Travis Dermott and the play would kind of die. So I'm really hoping that we're going to see Troy Stetcher fill in that particular role, but it kind of feels like defense is going to have to be sort of by committee for the next little while. Now, you hope that Connor and Leon won't end up being put back together for the start of next game, but I mean, who knows? If Connor Bedard teleports a couple of goals into the net, who knows what Chris Knobloch will do? And I mean, ultimately, it sucks to lose this game as bad as we did, but come on, this team is going to be fine. Although I don't know about you, I get so nervous when you see piles of folks all saying, this is it. This is the year the Oilers are going to win the cup. They lost to Florida. Now they're going to make it happen. So, too much hype. Too much hype worries me, friendo. I don't love it. Hey, want to give some love to any sponsors that may be popping on board with the Game Over Network. If you have a business you'd like to get a little bit more exposure in an affordable way, we're a little upstart indie company. We're not going to charge you out the nose to advertise across either here on Game Over Edmonton or anywhere else across the Game Over Network. We're just not going to do that. We're not in this business to pay out dividends to shareholders. We're doing this to have different takes on hockey and different voices in the community, and we want to have that by having a different type of advertiser too. So if you'd like to come on as a sponsor, please head over to thegameovernetwork.com and you can find all the sponsor sign up info there. Now, as we look ahead, the Oilers will probably have a rest day tomorrow and then get back to practicing coming up on Friday as the Oilers get set for a Hockey Night in Canada matchup against the Chicago hockey folks. Connor Bedard making his first trip to the league this year, and Connor Bedard already having a pretty nice little season as he netted a couple of points in his first game against the Seattle Tentacly boys. That'll be a fun one coming up on Saturday. And then on Sunday, Game Over Edmonton will be matching up with our pals in Game Over Calgary for a Battle of Alberta. The Flames pulling out a overtime win. A overtime come from behind win, no less, against the Vancouver Canucks. If you want to hear more about that game or any other games that are on the NHL, just head over to the Game Over Network feed on whichever podcast app you're listening to and give a listen to Game on Hockey as I'll be over there taking you for a quick rip around the NHL in under 10 minutes. That'll do it for today's episode of Game on Edmonton. It is October 10th, 2024, episode 2. Have yourself a great day, friendo, and we will talk tomorrow.